Yeah,
Are
why
they
not?
ready to go live? Are we?
Are we ready to go?
I'm ready to go live. Whose microphone was
Already,
that? Who
already
did it?
fucking.
Who
Yep.
did it? It
You,
wasn't me.
It could have been.
whoever smelt it, dealt it.
It wasn't
Nah,
me.
What's
you
this
might have
guy?
caught me red-handed creeping on a bedroom floor, but
Hello.
it wasn't me.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
It was
It wasn't me.
8. Like
It wasn't me.
guarantee it was.
It wasn't me. I promise.
Nah. I'll admit it if it was me.
Are you in there? Are you locked in?
Locked in Lodo.
This is the beginning. Don't nobody really jump in the beginning anyway, so we're
yeah, they
good.
do.
Do they?
No, they don't.
Some people do.
You're a fucking liar.
They straggle.
Hello, sir.
Look, there goes there. There's one person watching. I don't know who it is, but there's one.
There's one person
It's the
creeping up.
dude.
It's the dude.
The
It's
dude.
my guy.
It's the man.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. My boy.
Are you wearing Crocs?
Yeah, people are wearing Crocs.
Wow, dog, don't do that to him.
We got a new.
Don't do that to him. It's
Are
early.
you wearing Crocs?
It's early.
I
Don't
can't hear
be
you.
like that.
Are you wearing Crocs?
The issues from Idiocracy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Crocs.
What's wrong with Crocs, bro?
What?
What's wrong with the Crocs?
They just looked horrendous.
Okay,
Appreciate that.
they don't look that bad.
Wow, that is not the look I was going for there.
They
But
look horrendous. That's why
Yeah.
they were the idiot
How you
shoes in Idiocracy. That's the main reason why they
I've
put
never
those
seen
shoes
that.
in that.
What is
Before
that?
before Crocs got popping, they literally sub
That's Noble.
guy. Noble.
That's Noble, friend of the show. You guys know that.
You should. If you haven't, you can check out some of our other classic lives.
It's a classic.
at
They
the
are
Imagine-
classic.
Yeah,
they're
at
in the
the-
classic now.
Are they are they considered classics now? How many do we have?
a lot?
Do you know how many podcasts we have? You were supposed to give me the answer the other day
We were
Well,
we were supposed to look on Spotify.
when
And I
we
just
were
completely fumbled the
current-
bag.
when we were currently
What were we doing?
we were at the should we tell them?
What were we doing?
what?
Should we tell everybody right now or should we wait for
We could wait. I mean,
Okay.
they're like officially, unofficially a sponsor. I don't think Chad's gonna get that mad.
No, not that.
Oh, where were we?
What were you talking about?
We were talking about
When we were at said movie last week?
yeah.
We can tell them we were at it. We just can't tell them about it.
So news flash, y'all.
We've
Or
already seen the Flash.
Breaking news, we've seen the Flash.
Great
all,
pun.
Ah, ha, 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 ha.
All three of us. Desmond is official with the buttons these days now.
Yeah,
You
yeah. I
remember
got it.
them.
Wow, you actually know where they are.
I know where they're at.
That's
now.
insane.
He remembered them.
Yeah.
I muted.
You didn't
That's
mute
pretty
none of
cool.
us. But
Well,
yeah.
no, I muted that.
But yes, if
We've seen it.
we synced it, if you haven't seen our Instagram feeds, yes, we saw the movie a week ago. We were fortunate enough to go to an advanced screening
Super
to
dope.
see the movie. So today, you guys are getting jack shit.
Yeah,
You're-
we're gonna just tiptoe around this whole conversation.
We
because
are.
you ain't getting
Part-
shit this podcast.
Yeah.
If you
as
thought
far
our
as spoilers.
podcast always went off on tangents, well, guess what?
It's going real off today.
Because
It
it's
can
going to
be.
be hard.
It's gonna be really hard
I
not to
don't-
keep
it-
talking about spoilers.
It won't. It can't. It doesn't.
Well, I
have
was
to
telling Anthony, I
be.
mean, like if we were as punctual as we wanted to be, I feel like an hour and a half of conversation, it would be really hard not to like slip one spoiler in there by accident, just like
Right.
off the cuff
Yeah.
as you're rambling and scrambling and bambling.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I don't feel like giving away any spoilers because this movie, although it doesn't really have like spoilers, it's
Mhm.
got some fun little tidbits in it for the people.
It is a fun movie.
Yeah.
I will say that.
It's
It's not movie of the year by
No,
any stretch. for me.
No.
So like all the hype that came around it is kind of shocking.
No, it isn't. I
No.
would say this is a fitting into the old DC.
It was me. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
it was you. Yep, you're the one making the noise.
I'd like to
He's the
apologize for
dealer.
my behavior.
But yeah, he can hear us. Yeah,
He's sitting right next to us. Of course,
Of course
he can hear
I
us.
meant like on the
Oh, okay.
oh, gotcha. But
Got it.
stream.
but no, this is a fitting into the old DC
Yes.
universe. This is a fitting into it. Put it on
Absolutely.
there, and it shows where they could have went post Zack Snyder
Mhm.
universe, where they were actually really like embracing the comic book
Yes.
ness of these movies, because Marvel tends to live in like a real reality,
Mhm.
while the DC movies at a certain point, starting with the Shazams, Aquamans, they really embrace the goofiness and sort of just
The fantastical
of those type of movies, and they were heading towards that direction before everything kind of just imploded on themselves. And they're starting with the James Gunn universe. But I don't know, because you said you didn't see the interview that James Gunn did with Lex
I have
Luthor.
not. I've seen quotes from it, so I've seen some of his breakdowns as to where they want to go, but I haven't. I want to like sit down and listen to the context in which he's speaking of it.
And the thing about the context of the things that he was talking about, he's pretty much echoing what we are talking about right now and what I've been seeing over time, like where DC needs to go to differentiate itself from Marvel is embrace the fantastical, embrace the goofiness and the funness of these. You don't have to live in reality. These are comic books. These are fictional characters that have all these crazy powers. They need to embrace that, and he was like saying that that's what we're gonna do.
I love that,
and that's what we're gonna do. And it's like, okay, that's good.
Well, if anybody
like that.
Gunn was saying,
James Gunn,
okay,
yeah.
James.
Yeah, James
I mean, like,
Gunn.
because if anybody knows how to embrace the goofy while also like taking things very seriously, and then like it's James Gunn. Well, yeah, him too. He went a little too goofy, even according to Chris Hemsworth.
He ruined it so much.
Could you imagine getting clowned by your own kids? Like, I saw that interview with Chris Hemsworth. His own kids told him that the movie was bad. Like his kids and his kids' friends clown him.
No, these kids ain't shit these days, bro. Straight up.
Kids don't have
they have no filter.
No,
dude.
None.
But I would want my kid to tell me too if it was bad.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yes. Because then it's like, all right, we got to go back to the drawing board then.
And that's what
I always want my kids to be honest.
And speaking, going back to the drawing board, in that interview too, he didn't explicitly say it, but he was alluding to it, that saying comic book movies right now they don't have really any meaning to them. They don't have any character building. He was shooting at him. I'm like, who else is he talking to?
Yeah, who is he talking about?
Hey, go Chiefs. Yeah, that's all like, yeah. Chiefs.
How about those Chiefs?
Of course.
The Chiefs are trash.
Yeah.
They're good.
Chiefs fan. But no, like he was saying superhero movies, they are pretty hollow. They really don't get you invested in the characters. They're just kind of just hitting like, oh, we have a superhero. Let's just put a movie out and let's just throw some big action scenes around it. And it's like, all right, you didn't say Marvel, but you were talking about Marvel. Who else is putting out superhero movies at a high clip rate?
Nobody
besides them. So it's like, all right, you're taking shots at them right there. But
which is crazy.
He's not lying. He's not lying though.
But in what regard? I mean, because they're putting out shows, or is he straight?
I think he just means. I think yeah. More so, what he means is like, it's he's saying what Bob Iger is saying, but Bob Iger said it more gracefully because he's the CEO of Disney.
Yeah,
when he said we want more quantity or we want more quality over quantity.
Yeah,
that's why they scrapped like a bunch of shows. That's why I'm guessing
that they haven't really scrapped that.
Well, that's why I'm guessing too. That's why I'm guessing that like not She-Hulk. I'm sorry, Echo.
Yeah,
I think there's a reason like that. That's all dropping at once.
Not just the Writers Guild.
Rather than no. Because that was like wrapped up and done before the writer's strike happened.
Yeah.
Oh, the show was written and everything.
Yeah, Echo's coming out.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is like Echo is the one and only show that Disney Plus has, that Marvel has.
Yeah.
That they're releasing all in one go. And I think it's because if they release it, I think they don't have any faith in it, because if you release it weekly and it does bad, you lose traction. You know what I mean? Whereas if you just release it all in one, and people can just binge it, talk about it, and forget about it, kind of like the whole like Netflix formula.
Yeah.
You know, like then they'll forget about it and then they roll out. Well, I think because Secret Wars comes out first, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So I think it's one of those things where, yeah, he was like, I think he was just echoing what Bob Iger was saying, but just in a more like he was saying what was actually being said.
He's really saying like the things that we had criticism for some of these movies. It's like, what's the point? A lot of these movies too, especially look at anything in phase 4. It's like, what are we doing here? There really was no point. And when there was no point, you really didn't give me anything with some characters. With some characters, it's like there was no cohesiveness. You look at Multiverse of Madness and how that movie was kind of like, okay, it's an okay movie, but
Yeah.
what of it? And then you figure out like, yo, they were writing WandaVision the same time that, all right, the script is done for Multiverse, and now you're coming here telling us that, yo, we're doing this on WandaVision, so we have to change our script in Multiverse of Madness and certain things.
Well, they didn't do that. That
They
was
didn't
the
do,
problem.
yeah, that was the thing. So it was like, yeah. So I was saying, so you're telling us
Yeah.
this is what you're doing. We might have to change. So, but this is already done. So that's why things didn't line up properly. Like if you watch WandaVision and watch that movie, you're watching two different things. There was no connective tissue besides the characters in those movies. And I think there was a whole bunch of just miscommunication, even though there were some bangers in there.
Wait,
It's
hold
just
on.
like
What-
Phase 4 was kind of, what are we doing at this moment? And I think James
How was there
Gunn's
no
doing
connections?
No, there were connections, but there weren't like solid ones.
solid ones.
Like
It's
there
just the
wasn't
fact
like a cohesive.
it wasn't cohesive. Like if you watch,
She traveled the universe. She got a hold of the Darkhold.
Mhm.
but
Or
no mention of Vision and anything going on that happened in WandaVision. Like
Vision is
she
dead.
knows her.
He's not dead.
He's not
The
dead.
White Vision is
Yeah.
around, but
Yeah.
that's a totally different Vision.
She no mention of like him, like getting him back at all. It was all about the kids. It's all
Yeah,
about the
that's all
kids.
she cared about because she knows Vision is gone.
No, she didn't.
That White Vision is totally different from her Vision.
You need to watch WandaVision again, and how much the reason why any of that stuff popped off in WandaVision is because she wanted to go save Vision.
Yeah, and she made a completely fake
Mhm.
reality. It wasn't
Because-
real. It was fabricated.
Because she wanted a life with Vision and have the kids, but now she's trying
It's
to
just the
make a,
kids.
but now she's trying to make a life with the kids without Vision, which kind of contradicts
What?
everything that started off in WandaVision and probably in what was laid out in that movie completely.
I don't
mean,
know.
that
Well,
show
I think it was
completely-
more about
I think-
the kids than
Yeah,
it
I
was
think
about
the only
Vision.
pushback I'll give with
Because
that
at the
one
end of
was
the day,
that
she
she
knew.
wanted her vision, and she
Yeah.
knows that the White Vision isn't necessarily her vision, even though he shares
do
the
what he-
same
I
memories
understand
and
what he's
everything
saying.
like that.
I understand what
Yeah.
what
but
Desmond is saying,
you guys
but I don't
also
think that
miss-
was actually.
and this is my point right here.
Go ahead.
You guys are okay. That's not her vision, but what was she trying to do? What was she traveling? What was the movie called?
Multiverse of Madness, right? But she was looking for her kids and
Her
not
kids.
Vision.
But
The kids were way more important than Vision was.
but that wasn't, again, that's not what the point of WandaVision was initially. It was starting a family.
No,
with
no.
Vision.
I see what he's saying, and
And-
you can
yeah, she
definitely
thought she
you
could have
can
it all.
see like when you like
You're not going to the multiverse to
Yeah.
get Vision plus your kids. It was just the kids.
Think past
Fuck the
okay.
Vision
Think
in the
past
different
Vision.
multiverse.
Think past Vision.
But you're going in a different
Just
multiverse.
hear me out. Think past the just think past the Vision part. It was
Yep.
really, to me, what I took from it was, yes, she wanted that perfect life, so she fabricated it,
Mhm.
and then it started to unravel,
Mhm.
and then she already had a taste of Vision before. She's had a life with Vision, but she's never had life with her kids. So if she had to pick or choose which one she could have more time with, it's going to be the kids.
You have to watch WandaVision again.
Dog, I did. How is that wrong?
Because you're
Just
you're
because
miss- you're
her
miss-
goals in WandaVision doesn't mean her goals are the same in the Multiverse of Madness.
But the reason why she's going to these different
Is to get her.
and the reason why she even got the Darkhold
Yeah.
in WandaVision is
Uh-huh.
because she's trying to get
Her.
that life that she
I think
that,
just
that
for
was
kids.
destroyed. No,
Can
that's
I-
Just the
destroyed.
kids.
Can
Just the
I
kids.
can I lay
That was-
something on you real quick, just as like a thought? Because maybe the thought is that she already knows, like she knows that version of Vision.
Can't happen anymore.
Well, hold on, no, he's
Right.
alive, like the White Vision.
Yeah.
You can say the same thing about her kids.
But I'm saying
that's what
he
that's what
knows,
I'm
but she
saying.
knows that
Go
the
ahead.
White Vision is alive in the home universe. So is it plausible to think that she's just going to get her kids for now and just putting Vision on the back burner
That's what I'm
because
saying.
she knows a version of Vision is still alive
And
within
she's
that
had-
universe.
she's
So she's
already made
universe hopping to
memories.
try to get her kids
she's
and
had
then
a
pull
life.
them.
Yeah, and she's
you know,
already had a
that's-
life with Vision. It's like you got to think.
I think the life, but I think the
what
like,
they just showed you.
but
on-
I think
showed
the
you on
life with Vision
screen.
thing is he's making a good point. Like
I get that, but look past
But you
what you see, what you saw on the screen.
You understand
It's for interpretation.
all that stuff popped off. That world that you're talking about in WandaVision popped
New
off
Jersey,
because man, suburbs or whatever.
the upper states.
Yeah, the only reason why that even popped off
Yeah,
was because she broke into the lab where he was at and did her
Yes.
thing and just made this. It popped off
yes,
with
I get
him,
that.
and she made this life because he got taken away from her.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be perfectly real.
Then
with
also Vision was like,
But none
this
of
ain't no good.
But the thing that I'm saying, Sam Raimi and those guys didn't know what the fuck was going on as far as the story goes.
That is clear to tell.
Okay.
So they couldn't.
That's where
they couldn't put.
kinda.
So they couldn't. They didn't watch WandaVision
It's
until
clear.
after the fact. No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. They
didn't.
weren't. They
That's
weren't.
the funny
No,
thing.
they weren't
they
allowed
didn't.
to. They were writing
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness while WandaVision was in post production,
Yeah.
and Marvel wouldn't give them access to WandaVision.
Wow.
Exactly. That's where they
Wow.
fumbled.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
Why
you
would
don't.
they not allow that?
and when that news broke, it all made sense. I was like, oh, that's
Oh.
why the movie went the way that it went.
Well,
Like,
Marvel be shooting themselves in the foot.
it's
bro.
because
That's some
Feige's
dumb
not
shit.
involved anymore. I mean, he's involved, but he took a step back because he wants to get involved in Star Wars. I think now because his Star Wars movie got scrapped.
He just wants to go wherever Jon Favreau.
Yeah, so like I think that he's just like I think he's getting back involved like in
Yeah.
Marvel, but that Phase 4, he was doing other shit. So
he wasn't here to slap.
he wasn't
hands.
there to be like, hey, no, that's not
Yeah,
what
what
we're
are
doing here. That's not where we're going.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Okay.
previously, if
All right, hold on. Let's take a break. Let's read some of these comments.
Because like, oh shit, we are live. Look at
Let's
this.
thank some
we
people.
got. I can't.
We are so far into this conversation.
Yeah, we
It's
kind of
just-
got into that one. Sorry about
we
that.
did, which
No,
that's
that's
the
good.
beauty of it.
It is. That
We
is
said
beauty.
we're going off the handle today. We're going off
We
the
are.
handlebar. No
All right.
handlebars.
So for anybody that doesn't know, we've seen the movie already. We mentioned it at the top of the show, but now people are starting to climb in.
Yep.
We've seen it already. So it's going to be really hard to navigate the waters and not, try to.
No spoiler
Yeah,
cast
we don't wanna
today.
Hold on,
spoil it.
You'll
so
get one. You'll get one next week.
wait,
Yes,
hold
you
on.
will. You'll get our full in-depth review, and this will be the first time we're going to do on second watch right out the gate. We're super excited about it.
Bro, okay, hold on. First
Hit
of
me
all,
with it. What's up?
Derp, you need to relax a little bit. First of all,
What Derp say?
Derp, if you really watch any Batman, they've pretty much killed in almost every single iteration of Batman live action. Whether it was intentional or not, they definitely did it. He let Ra's al Ghul die. You could sit there and debate that morally, whether or not that's murder or just letting somebody die.
Yeah.
You could. There's also several iterations. If you just want to go all the way back, like Cadillacs, like full flats on a Cadillac.
That's way back there.
There's
Way
previous comics of him picking up guns and just shooting mobsters. Matter of fact, I read a comic book just recently, just reading up on my whole Batman ones. He legit swings from one window to a next and kicks the dude so hard it breaks his neck and kills him. So this whole the modern interpretation of Batman doesn't kill, but there have been a lot of interpretations of Batman
There has
that
been.
kill. So
What's
I
good,
don't
Will?
want to hear. I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry. I apologize, but that's
That's the casual. That's the casual.
a gripe with me that when people say Batman doesn't kill. Because he does.
He does,
He
and he has.
definitely does.
And he has. That's the casual.
also,
persona they're doing that one.
If you haven't seen the movie, it's not just the Flash. I mean, Supergirl kills it. Keaton kills it as Batman, like as this new age Batman. We all want to know where the fuck this Batman's been forever, because this Keaton's Batman is off the charts.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's really exciting.
And I would say this too. If Keaton wasn't your favorite Batman or not in your top
He's
2
not
or
mine.
3, this movie does knock him up a whole bunch. And if he is your favorite Batman, you
I
have
like
a
it.
very strong.
That's a great take.
You have a very strong argument to say that this is the
This
top
is the
Batman.
best Batman.
This is the best Batman.
And he's so like nonchalant in this role. Like he like just falls right back into being
like he was
Bruce
born
Wayne,
to play
yeah.
it almost.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
And I
It was-
would say this too. This Michael Keaton's Batman, I'm gonna say this isn't Batman from 1989.
no.
It isn't that one.
It's not. It's not the 89. It's been confirmed that it is Keaton, but it's not his Batman. It's not that Batman.
Yeah,
That's
it's not
thumbnail, Jake.
Yeah,
Good,
Yeah.
great thumbnail.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, yeah. So that is,
I
So they
definitely
made it
think.
confirm
I
that.
mean, like Sasha Cal is great as Supergirl.
oh yeah, she did it. Yeah, she
In
did a great
this-
job.
Despite all of his bullshit, Ezra Miller actually does a really fucking good job in this movie.
He was one of the bright
Like,
spots
dude.
before all his
Before his nonsense.
his menacing around the country.
Oh, he stole Justice
and around
League.
the world. So
He
yeah,
stole it from me.
everybody that was hype. The people were hype of the Flash movie that was coming, like Ezra Miller. He's fun. He was funny. He had that goofiness to him. Everybody was ready for the Flash movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, besides all that other stuff that
dude.
Warner
All the
Brothers
And him being able to play two roles like back and forth, like being able to play off each other the way that he did, that's incredibly hard to do. Even if you have like a stand-in with you, like it is incredibly hard to deliver your lines back and forth like that.
And that's why Eddie Murphy is the GOAT.
Yep.
Nutty Professor.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
not only that, he played multiple other roles.
Oh my God, bro. That's he is the GOAT.
So yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if he watched Nutty Professor 1 and 2.
Oh my God, dude. I know. He killed that role. I mean, yeah, despite his bullshit, you know, it is sad that he got himself caught up in all that shit, because it would be kind of cool to see him continue on, but it is what it is now.
Yeah,
you know,
the success of this movie is gonna have him gonna be the Flash going forward. If they're gonna it all depends on how successful this movie's gonna be, and then they're gonna keep him around, because they're still ain't saying that he's not gonna be it. So they're just waiting to see how well this movie does. Then it's like, all right,
but do you keep him in, like, but like, so then that's my question, is that, like, I guess we'd all have to see how James Gunn's universe works out, but like also too, you know, there could be some grace time in there, because if Andy Muschietti is really doing the Batman, then if he's really doing Brave and the Bold, it might be 2, 3, 4 years before we get another Flash movie. And if that's the case and he's gotten help, it might, like, that might be the thing where, like, time heals, you know what I mean? Like, if you know, if he's not found guilty of a lot of this shit and a lot of it just goes away and he goes to rehab,
a lot of
and 3-4 years pass, he could easily come back and people would completely forget about it and embrace him.
They're gonna sweep. They already swept a lot of this stuff under the rug, and I said
completely.
They swept it under the rug and burnt that rug too. So it's just gonna have to just wait it out. And when it comes time to whenever they want to do a Justice League movie, he can pop back up or do a cameo here and there.
But also, I see two sides to it too. I see them, like, you know, you could wait it out 3-4 years, they could bring him back. I also see them not wanting to wait 3-4 years and then, like, the next 2 years putting a Flash movie into production and just calling it. Because I mean, like, I wouldn't mind having a Wally West or even like a Jay Garrick. Like, even if you gave me an age Jay Garrick. Who?
Wally West? Who that?
Kid Flash?
Yeah, Kid Flash.
Bro.
Black Flash?
That's the one thing I'll say. Like, I'm not, you already know. My DC
I know.
doesn't go deep. My knowledge.
You should know him, though. He's light skinned. Well, at least in the CW show.
The CW show, yeah.
I guess he's a redhead in the comics.
Yeah, redhead white.
Is it Jordan Fisher's character?
I don't know who Jordan Fisher is.
You don't know who Jordan Fisher is?
No. Why would I know who Jordan Fisher is? Is he light skinned with curly hair?
Yeah, the Disney light skinned prince.
He definitely was not in Disney before he
can sing.
Yeah.
Never heard him sing?
No, I don't know.
You're talking about Corbin Blue from High School Musical.
True. I don't think he was actually. He was in.
Yeah, that is not Wally West.
No, that isn't Wally West.
Wait, no.
You are despicable.
I don't know what shows he is. I know he's in Flash though.
He's in Flash. Yeah,
that's crazy.
CW show.
So he is a light skinned dude.
Yeah, he's a light skinned dude.
So what about that guy, Wally West? Who
Wally
that is?
West.
That's
he's
his
just
baby?
another Flash. No.
Yeah. So
Wally isn't his baby.
No. He's just like, you know,
he's Iris's sister.
Yeah.
Or brother, I guess.
Dude, if my brother-in-law watched this, he would be so pissed right now.
Why?
Because he watched Flash,
and
just the way I'm butchering it, I'm sure he's super pissed right now.
You know what's crazy is that CW show was really good for about 3-4 seasons, and then it just like went completely off the fucking rails.
Yeah,
it got a little too much. But like just like with Arrow too, the first like 3 seasons of Arrow were fantastic, and then it just kind of was just one of those things where you can't. Again, longevity in TV shows is hard, man. You can't make 20 episodes a season for fucking 8 seasons, 160 episodes. You're gonna run out of ideas, and it's gonna look ridiculous if it's not a cartoon.
Run into a lot of fillers. And that's what, and
a lot of contradicting things because you have a lot of writers, and it's just
switching things up too much. But that Flash TV show was really good. Yeah, for I would say 4 seasons, and then it's like, oh, another speedster's coming in. I wonder who it is. We have to stop them.
George Clooney is the GOAT. Noble says, okay.
George Clooney.
Y'all arguing about the best Batman in here? Christian Bale is undisputed the best Batman. Wow, Wilt.
I I wouldn't go that far.
That's a
vehemently
unpopular
disagree.
opinion.
I disagree.
I vehemently disagree. I think he
Jeez,
played the best
anger
Bruce
behind
Wayne.
He did a good Bruce Wayne as far as Batman.
Suave.
You don't get too much of his Batman in his movies.
And it's a bad Batman.
Yeah.
It's not a good Batman. It's not an intimidating Batman.
And that's
if
where
I could say that.
he started.
He's not.
He's
not. Like if that
was.
Batman was standing in the shadows, you're not like, oh shit.
I mean, y'all don't feel like that with Keaton's Batman.
You can't. Well, see, but he had the gravitas though. Like
The
like,
voice.
No, it wasn't the voice. Like think about it this way, right? Like his opening scene as Batman.
Yeah.
Right. You're up on the rooftop. You just robbed somebody. You're chilling with your homie. And then some dude just fucking comes out of nowhere and just spreads these big dumbass bat wings and then picks you up by your chest and just hangs you off a building.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
That would scare the shit out of you. Don't lie.
So Batman's a no good mobster.
No, he's a vigilante.
Yeah, he's a vigilante.
People
Who knows karate?
Yeah.
karate. So annoying.
But
Okay.
but you never really got that with Bale's Batman. It was more so, let's dig deep into the characters and the villain, because
It was a Christopher Nolan special for sure.
Yeah,
But they were still really good.
they were still good movies just
they're
because the
fire.
story was good.
Yeah.
But that's the criticism that you got from the first two Batmans,
Mhm.
and then they kind of put it in. The third one was the action.
Yeah.
You didn't get too much of Batman beating the shit out of people and
No.
throwing the intimidation factor, like Jake was saying, like hold you by your chest and hold you over there, show that, because Batman not only he works himself in the shadows, and that's why people kind of scared, and like he'll start
Mhm.
picking you up one by one in the
Yeah.
scare. He is a physically imposing, intimidating person that that can lift you up and scare the shit out of you that way too. So
That's why I loved Bale's, or not Bale's, but Affleck's performance.
Batflex, yeah, because you get the physically imposing person that he is. Once you do see Batman, after he picked off all your little minions and you can't really see him, and he decides to show himself, that's why he's like shaking you. You're shaking in your boots, like, oh shit, he's really here. And that's why when the bat signal goes up, criminals kind of like, oh shit, am I gonna be next?
Mhm.
And you really never really got that. You got that sort of
you did.
in Batman Begins, where he got Scarecrow and those guys and he was picking them off one by
Yeah.
one, like that way. But you didn't get the fact that, I'm grabbing you, like the physically imposing type Batman that you would see in the comics, the cartoons, and that kind of person. You really didn't get to see him go around really fucking people up in those movies. Kind of
like for instance, right? Like, so like if you compare like
Didn't he use
like
more
if
tech in
you
that one?
and if you compare like Robert Pattinson's Batman to Christian Bale's Batman, they're very similar in the sense that like they're not like Ben Affleck, right? Ben Affleck is 6'4", 260 pounds when he was walking around as Batman. Ben Affleck is a big motherfucker, right? Robert Pattinson's maybe like 6'1", 6'2".
Oh, he's way.
You know what I mean?
taller than
Christian,
that, right?
No, he isn't.
No, he isn't. Christian Bale isn't really that tall either. So when you think about it, like when you think about like Robert Pattinson's Batman, right? Like that opening scene when he walks out the shadow and beats the fuck out of those people. That's the intimidation factor. It's like, oh my god, bro. Like he doesn't have to be like super big, but like you got to lay the smackdown on some people to get that like intimidation factor.
Get your point across.
Yeah, and Bale's Batman never did that, other than like maybe that one like club scene, and that's about it. That where I was like, dude, this is some high octane. Like that when he goes to find the mob boss in the second one, and it's that club scene.
Yep.
Where he's beating through all the thugs and whatnot. But otherwise, you don't really get to see, which I thought was cool how they kind of just sidebar. I thought that was kind of cool how they paid homage to that in Pattinson's The Batman.
Yeah,
but
he really is only 6'1". That's crazy.
Yeah, he's not that big. That's why it's like you got to have those scenes where he just does some damage and some wreckage.
Like he was beating the shit out that dude. And even before we even got to that part, when that bat signal goes up, that movie did a good job of showing that the fear in some of the criminals around, because remember that was still an early Batman. He's not too well known, but some people know when that light goes on, it's like, oh shit. And that what was it like?
It's Vengeance.
Yeah.
He didn't have the name the Batman, he was Vengeance.
Yeah.
And like that's the other thing too, like when I was kind of thinking about it, like the how what do you call it? In
Noble stupid.
In the Dark Knight, in the opening scene of the Dark Knight, where he's got the bat signal on, and Montoya the cop comes out and she legit says, you have a better chance of being struck by lightning than running into him.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not really an intimidation thing. And he's like, well, I just want to let people know that he's out there. And it's like, well, yeah. But if people know, like, you got a better chance getting struck by lightning than getting hit by the Batman, like, I'm still gonna go out and do vigilante shit. I'm gonna see the thing in the sky and be like, let's go down. Let's just go down like 3 blocks.
Go down 3 blocks.
We good.
Let's wrap this up quick.
Whereas like in the Batman, they showed that thing and that dude saw it up in the, and he was like, fuck. And then that can rolled out of the shadows and he was sitting there like shit.
It was
like,
dope. It was dope. But how much of that do we give more to the director's
well, right, exactly. Yeah,
That's
the director's choices. Yeah,
not just the actor.
I'm not like shitting on Bale, like, because it's not necessarily his fault.
Right.
No, like I said, he was a good Bruce Wayne, but as Batman, it just wasn't there because we didn't get a legit good Batman. We got a good Bruce Wayne, and digging into his character in those movies and the villains in those movies. Those are still good movies, no doubt about it. But as far as that duality of getting a good Bruce Wayne and a good Batman, it was kind of like,
it also shows like the combination too, like with Ben Affleck, like when you get 2 comic book nerds together, like Zack Snyder and Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Because Affleck is like a known comic book nerd.
Yeah.
The portrayal gets a little bit better. Like when you have somebody like Nolan and like Bale, who they get the job and then they read comics as part of their job for the backstory so they can grab from it. It just doesn't have like the same, even though he did one of the best fucking comic book movies of all time in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it's still like, business as usual.
Yeah.
Whereas like Ben Affleck was like, I gotta nail this. Like,
yeah,
I've been a fan of Batman. I've been wanting to be Batman since I was fucking 12.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. And
he nailed it.
He did. Yeah, he did a good.
I don't give a shit what anybody says.
No, he's good. He's a good Batman.
Yeah, he was a good Batman,
and he did a really good job in this one too.
So, which one of you could give a solid character breakdown of Flash?
What do you mean?
Just a character breakdown for something like if you're being introduced to Flash, what are some good series to maybe get into? What are some good storylines to maybe get into?
Well, if you want to watch this one and have some context, the Flashpoint Paradox is probably the greatest Flash story ever written.
Yeah, and I think that really introduced like the multiversal stuff,
and the Speed Force,
the Speed Force and everything in the DC universe, and kind of put that out there. So I would say that would be a good,
which is so lit,
and it spawned
so well.
And like the thing with the Flashpoint too is that it spawned so many great side comics that basically they were like wait a minute, they were like wait a minute, they're like what happened? Because like you're reading the Flashpoint Paradox and you discover that Batman is actually Thomas Wayne and he kills people, like just throws them off 30-story buildings and like just kills people legit, and that his mom went nuts and became the Joker.
Yeah.
And it's like somebody was like reading that and they're like, we can make a whole comic book series out of this alone. What the fuck are we talking about? And then they did a whole comic book series on how Aquaman and Wonder Woman got involved that almost ended the whole world, and like so many good stories. That's why that's why it's kind of like bittersweet with this, because could you imagine like this culminating into a movie where we get like a Thomas Wayne Batman, and we get like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman and Jason Momoa's Aquaman like having an affair that leads to Mira or Wonder Woman beheading Mira, beheading Aquaman's wife, and starting an entire fucking war.
People would be mad that Amber Heard get
that killer,
right?
Honestly,
bro, could you imagine that
she might have inspired that?
Yeah.
With her actions.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, could you imagine that kind of like if you went down that kind of story road?
That's sick, bro.
That would be bananas.
Jake, you already know how many times have I said DC has it.
They have it, but now they got James Gunn, so they got it.
Peek, just fucking open the door. It's already unlocked.
Just open it. Just open it. What are we talking about here,
man?
They fumbled. It was because Warner Brothers was ran by AT&T in a bunch of suits, and they were more so looking at the bottom line rather than. And they were looking at. They were pocket watching too. They were pocket watching Marvel and seeing that Marvel's bottom line was bigger than their bottom line. When you should have just stayed in your fucking lane and let Zack Snyder make these goddamn movies. There, I digress.
Okay.
I
now
think
that you got that anger off your chest.
I'm still not a fan of Zack Snyder, as he makes like some decent movies here and there, but as far as him in that DC world,
I think he had a vision though.
I think he had a vision, but you know what? Now, like thinking about it now a little bit, it's I bet it was the suits that kind of jumped in there, and you need to speed this up, and you need to do this. So we need to catch up to Marvel as fast as we can.
Yes.
So because we all remember that whole timeline that they had. Oh, we Justice League Part 1, Justice League Part 2. You getting the Green Lantern movie. You're getting all this, doing the whole Marvel blueprint on what they did when showing the timeline. It's like, no, you guys gotta ease yourself into it a bit, and don't try to catch up with them as fast as possible. And I think that's where they fumbled at. And I think that did maybe jump into the Snyderverse a bit, and he couldn't flesh out a lot of things and all that. But hey, they hitting the reset button, and they got
they did
a good person.
I just really think like
around, so.
like after watching like his cut of Justice League, I like whether or not you like it or don't like it or agree or disagree with like the direction he was going, I feel like at least he had a vision. Like at least there was something, like there was a laid plan there. You know what I mean? Like to where like you could at least take some of those things and pivot here and there, or pivot, in different places if you didn't want to go necessarily there creatively. Yeah. But at least like he had the groundwork of like gods versus you know what I mean? Like gods versus men, monsters versus gods, and he kind of had like that groundwork laid out, and you could have done like a 10-year plan. You could have figured out something, but again, I think they got too busy watching what other people were doing.
Yeah,
and not like letting the train slowly roll out of the station. Yeah,
and I would say with the Snyder cut of that one, and that's why I'm kind of like about like him as directing these movies, is that movie was long as shit. It was 6 hours long.
4.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. Well, so here's my thing. Here's my thing. Is that one, I loved it. 2, I don't think had he never been kicked off the or like had to leave the project because of horrendous circumstances. Yeah, I don't think we ever would have seen a 4-hour Justice League movie. But because they were like, look, here's $20 million, just give us what you were gonna give us. I think he made it 4 hours on purpose. He is notorious for making like long fucking movies. Like Watchmen is like 3.5, 4 hours long. The extended version of Batman vs Superman is 3 hours long. Man of Steel is like 2.5 hours long. Yeah. So he does have a penchant for making these long ass movies. But I don't think like the 4 hour. I think that probably would have been condensed into like probably a 2:45 to 3 hour movie had it been made the way that they wanted it.
And that's the thing about it. If you were to condense that movie down, it will be a whole jumbled piece of mess. If you were to cut that movie down from its 4 hours to whatever,
I think you could have released it. You could have even released it in 2 parts. You could have released like 2-hour movies.
But the thing about those, and how the Snyder Cut was running too, is like it was like, oh, let's throw this in. Like, what was the point of Martian Manhunter just showing up randomly, and why wasn't he joining?
Because they didn't. Like because they didn't give him. They wouldn't let him do the Green Lantern. That's why he showed up randomly. So originally, that black dude in Man of Steel is supposed to be Martian Manhunter. Yeah, he just hasn't shown himself yet for obvious reasons. Yeah. That's why he wasn't afraid of Superman when they first met or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then him showing up at the end, like to tell Bruce Wayne that he wants to help or whatever. Yeah. That was a complete shot out of left field because they wouldn't let him use he had shot Green Lantern footage. And they were like, no. We have a plan for Green Lantern. You can't, with an entirely different actor, you can't put him in there. So he like pivoted and did like a 3D and did a CGI Martian Manhunter because they wouldn't let him have that in the movie.
Wow, dude.
More Sasha. How you pronounce the last name? Calais?
I'm good.
Calais? Sasha Calais?
I'm so good on that. Who did that? Did you do that?
You don't want to see Terminator 7?
Terminator 7 with John Cena.
That's not real, dude. Get out of here with that.
If it was real, I'll watch it.
It's not real.
I know if it was. I know it's not.
James Cameron would not condone that kind of behavior.
Yeah, he would.
No, he wouldn't.
Terminator 7.
There isn't even 6 yet. How many have we had? 3, 4?
Shit,
with John Cena.
I wouldn't watch
Salvation. No, we have Terminator 3. We have Salvation.
Money.
We have Genesis. Then we have 6.
There's 6 Terminator movies.
Yeah, there's 6.
James, let's have a conversation, bud. All right.
James didn't step in or really helped out except for the last one.
thought he was involved in the last one. I thought he wrote the last.
Yeah,
one.
the last one. Yeah, the very last one, number 6.
Nah, that's insane.
And I think
James.
they might be
James,
doing
what are
more
we doing
stuff.
here, pal?
I'm against giving wrestlers movie
No.
roles.
No, I'm not.
They can't act.
Yeah, they can.
Dave
No,
Bautista
they
can act. Have you seen
Dave
Did you see Knock?
can act. You're right.
Yeah.
I'll take that back. He plays a good Drax.
Did you see
Cena's
Knock at the
good.
Cabin yet? Or even
Which one? Oh, I
Knock at the
haven't.
Cabin?
I want
Yeah.
to.
Dude.
Is it good?
He crushes.
Sell me
And-
on it right now. Sell me on it because I want to watch it.
I can't sell you on it without giving you any you just gotta because it's not what you think it is.
So
Doesn't
That's
he have
all
to,
I'm gonna
like-
say.
no, this I'll
That's
say,
all I'm gonna
I'll,
say.
I'll say
You-
this about the movie.
It's not what
because
you think it is.
I saw an advanced screening of that movie because I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
I'm not going to pay for this movie.
No, I waited for
because
streaming.
it is
Yeah.
it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Mhm.
Sham a
His
scam.
his track record is I have a high and I'm going down super hard. Hey, I dug myself out the hole with the Split movie, and I did okay.
yeah,
So people,
okay.
Split was
okay,
fire.
so we're doing okay right here, and then we duck back ourselves back down with the whole. This is supposed to be a trilogy with Unbreakable,
Yeah.
and then you have that, and then you have the Glass movie with Split. So you have that. Now I'm dipping
Dipping
dip
back
down
into
now.
the well, yeah.
yeah, down there, and then you see Knock at the Cabin comes out. So it's like, all right, I'll give you another shot. Let's see how this is. And then when you actually watch the movie, and it's like, oh, okay, you actually are not being a director that's just trying to go for the shock value, actually putting good characters together, and you're just keeping everything is just the movie just really happens in the cabin, so you're getting to know these characters a lot better, and it's an intense moments that happen in the movie. So it's a solid.
Don't they have to, like,
7.
Intimate
It's a solid
intimate is
7.
a good word for that movie.
Isn't it intimate? Speaking of intimacy, isn't it? Don't they go back in time to like blow a dick to make sure that the world can be saved or something like that?
What
No,
movie are you
not in
talking-
this.
What
That's not this one.
No.
what movie? Who?
What kind of
What?
I thought they gotta like.
do we need to like
Don't they have
check
to like suck something
What?
No.
What?
in order to save their world?
No.
What?
That's not this one.
What
No.
Pornhub
Yeah, what are you
That's a
what
porn- Pornhub
category? Yeah, what kind of
Probably.
Pornhub category did you?
what do
just
you
search
what do
on
you be
to?
watching at home, dog?
I'm interested in that. In
Yay!
Number-
Shout out.
shout out.
I could have swore that was the plot,
NIBBANA.
but it
This
is something
shit
about
is
going
not
back in
mine.
time, isn't it?
No,
Or like
no.
going. They're like from the
watch
future.
it. Just watch it. Just
No.
watch it. Stop guessing.
All right,
You're making a fool of yourself.
Fine, I'll watch it.
No, Batista did a
He does a great
fantastic job.
Batista's
in
the
that.
only guy that can act. Let's be
John
honest.
Cena does a
John
pretty
Cena-
good
no,
job
No,
too.
John
now.
Cena-
he has no deep roles. They're
Did you
all
not see?
action
Did you not see Peacemaker? Peacemaker's action packed, but that shit had some emotion in it.
But-
he had to act in that one.
And
Yes.
let's
He
just
did.
be clear.
He did.
You don't
for
have
one
to
episode?
be. You don't have to be a good actor to just because you can have like deep roles or anything. Can you make me believe this character and make me invest
Okay,
in this
Peacemaker,
character?
I believe in.
So you can
Yeah.
make me invest in these characters, and when he does
The Marine,
these kind
I did not believe.
Well,
in.
yeah, duh, dude.
that's
Are
when he
you
was
gonna be?
starting
Are
out.
you gonna be first? Are you gonna be good as your first starting out movie role? Probably
Yeah,
not.
dude, I can't
Exactly.
wait, bro.
Probably
Got some
not.
news for
Probably
y'all.
not.
No,
But if WWE came to you with a bag and they were like, "Yo, do you want to do this weird Marine movie?" Hell,
do you want to be the next Rey Mysterio?
What?
You wouldn't survive.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. I can't.
You
do
wouldn't
it.
survive
I
one
don't have the
bump.
lungs for
Neither
it.
would I.
you don't
Yeah,
have
you
the
know?
knees.
Here we go again.
Okay,
This is true.
I do have knees.
I said you don't have the knees.
Yeah, you ain't got those
The
knees,
knees.
dog.
The knees.
You ain't got the knees.
Because he
Yeah,
barely
whatever,
has them
dude.
right now.
Ain't got the knees. Ain't got
the knees.
Hey, he
You got
doesn't
no
have
knees.
knees.
Facts though.
It's true.
That's unfortunate.
That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
Man,
It's
I
part
used to
of
be
getting
like,
older.
I used to ball like Derrick Rose, no lie,
No, you didn't,
better
but that's
jump shot.
okay.
with a better jump
No,
shot.
Yeah, right.
I was
please.
Derrick Rose.
Yeah, right.
I was Minnesota's Derrick
Please.
Rose.
You know you weren't.
Please no.
The fact that you won't even let me keep saying it, it just keeps cutting
No.
me off. No,
him
you
off.
no stop.
Stand.
Boo.
But go see Knock at the Cabin. Batista did a great job in that. But if John Cena was to show up in a new Terminator movie, being a new
I'm all
Terminator,
set.
I would be fine with that because I'm getting sick of them putting Arnold Schwarzenegger in these movies. He's
Old
old.
ass dude. Yeah,
But
let
the,
him
but,
rest.
but the whole point is
it's
that
just like what's his name?
this is a robot.
Indiana
This is
Jones.
well, yeah,
Like let them take a nap.
him.
He could have said no, but they handed him a bag. It's the exact same thing when he said when he came back for Star Wars. Have you seen that interview when he comes back for Star Wars?
Dude,
bro, they're trying to get him to like nerd out for a second, and they're like, so how did it really feel to like be back inside the Millennium Falcon? And like all these people are like on edge waiting to hear his answers. Man goes, I feel like I got paid.
What a dick.
And then somebody just recently asked him because they're filming Captain America New World Order, and he's Everett Ross now. And somebody asked him, they're like, yo, does Ross become Red Hulk in this movie? And he was like, what the fuck is a Red Hulk?
Oh,
like he has no idea what. Like he's just, bro. He's just collecting a bag. No, he doesn't care. If you go back and watch any of his, he doesn't.
You don't think
care.
we'll get the Red Hulk?
No. I'm saying he doesn't care.
I think he initially he didn't know what it was, but I think he was trolling a bit on that. Like when he got into the role, he didn't know shit about the role. Yeah. But I think in that point that he was trolling about that.
Sick pictures.
Yeah,
so dope.
Yeah, I was talking.
We got to get one of those.
Yeah, I was talking to him over there, but he drew that. So we have some artists here. We have some artists over here. No, it's an older.
It's not Dave Wheeler.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I forgot his name, but he was over there, and I was talking to him, and he drew the poster for the Flash just off just whatever in his interpretation because he hasn't seen the movie. He's seen the movie later on today, so he's kind of like, I know these people are in the movie, so I'm just gonna throw my spin on
his imagination.
Oh, that's cool.
Like
that's sick, actually.
Wow.
Because the other guy, he was like while he was making it, he was like, but the other Flash, you have to do this. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, I never seen the movie, so like the multiversal, Barry Allen in his Flash suit and how that looks. He was like, oh, I didn't know that's how it was, so he had to make some adjustments to for that a bit.
Sure. Yeah. I will say this: I am
Verizon. Yeah,
I'm pumped to see it again, so I can try to catch the things that I missed.
Yeah. That's what I'm excited for. The visuals.
Maybe if I see it again, I think it might bump up closer.
No spoilers. I'm
still,
excited. I'm excited for
it. It's still my favorite.
People will get the reference when they see the movie.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for all the visuals, except for the baby.
Except for the baby.
That's the only visual I was mad.
Wham.
It took me out of the movie.
It's actually great that you did it like that because it's not really a spoiler.
It's not.
But yeah, the baby is fucking.
But the baby. It'll take you out for just a second.
I love it. That's good.
It does. It takes you out just for you're like, come on.
Wait till our spoiler cast to
dive deeper.
In the movie with that one. But yeah, people, the baby.
The baby.
Wham.
Bitch on the baby. All right. So how should we sign this one off? We're gonna make sure
go see it
because we damn near missed our movie the last time.
Yep,
we were so late for the movie because we stayed too long. But
talking to you assholes, how do we sign this one off?
Yeah,
go see it. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie. If you really don't want to see it, don't go see it. If you have a problem with Ezra Miller, then stop watching Hollywood movies altogether because everyone in Hollywood is despicable.
Not a bad take.
Yeah, that's
kind of lukewarm take. Not even really hot.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No.
Yeah, that's true. But no, if you enjoy any of the Marvel movies, action movies, just in general, and you kind of want to see possibly where the DC universe is going to potentially go, watch this movie because this is a real good bookend and a starting point where you can be excited of what's to come.
Now, this is what we're going to get into when we have our spoilers. I don't understand that.
Don't understand what?
How it's going to be the starting point.
Okay.
And that's all
we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Also, too, what I will say about this movie as well is that my biggest take on it is that whether it's a good movie or it's a bad movie, it is 100% for sure. If you have watched anything post 1940s DC, it's a love letter to that. it's a love letter from everything from like the 60s, 70s, 80s. It's got something for everybody at some point in
That's
that
dope.
movie.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
So there are a lot of,
a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I know it looked like the trailer pretty much played the whole movie, but I will say there's a lot of surprises.
Yeah, they do some very exciting things in the movie that will keep you glued, interested, laughing in the movie. It does a real good job of ending a quote unquote era. Might not be the best era for them, but it's a good ending and gets you excited to what's coming later on with the new DCU under James Gunn.
Yes.
After this going forward. Even though I've said this before, we still have the Aquaman movie.
Yeah.
We still got Aquaman 2. So
but why? You want to say something about it?
But this is literally the end of it all. Aquaman 2 is just going to be and you're going to treat it just like the Shazam movie. It's just its own thing. It's one of it. Don't tie it to nothing. It's just a movie. It's pretty much a yard sale. We just have to get rid of everything because we're moving into a nicer, bigger house. We have
what a great yard sale that we benefited from. I was happy with that yard sale.
The Flash is that one gem that the person is like, oh shit, you're really giving this away. All right, this is a nice little find. But you still have Aquaman where the price is getting knocked down. All right, I'll give you 5 cents for this. Just get it out my lawn.
Yeah.
At this point, that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. What's coming up? It's because literally we have Blue Beetle coming up, and that's going to be the first character.
And he said, it's going to be in the new DCU.
Yeah, that's a new. He's going to be in the DCU. So
which I'm excited for.
Yeah.
Who is directing it? Do you guys know?
No,
I can't remember the dude's name.
At all. Yeah, I don't know who's directing Blue Beetle, but the thing about that movie, the movie itself is not in the James Gunn universe, but the character is. The first official movie is going to be the Superman movie.
Yeah.
That's going to be the first.
But his
movie.
character is in the. So I'm wondering how that works. But we're going to find out.
Well, you know what they're going to do? They're just going to take the character and whatever elements that were in that movie that they want to carry over into.
Just retcon them in.
Yeah, and just retcon them in. Okay, this is the element that happened in this movie that we like this person or we like this character, we're gonna put them over here. That's all it is. This is just they're gonna do like just a softer reboot.
I feel that
when he jumps into the James Gunn universe.
I like that.
So the director is Angel Manuel Soto.
Sweet, there we go. That's the director. Noble, say your piece and then we gotta get the fudge out of here.
All right, guys, I just want to say something kind of important this time.
Oh God,
more
here we
Sasha
go.
Calais.
No, I think like what's really making or breaking these movies is pretty much the soundtrack. Like literally, I know it sounds kind of like, what the hell?
Noble's here for the music.
You know what? You finish your point, and I got something to add on to that.
He's not wrong.
But if you think about it, I just saw. So I know we're talking about Flash, but I just saw Transformers.
Yeah.
And literally in the third act, there's something, and I'm not going to give it away.
Yeah. Don't worry.
I'm not going to give it away.
I'm going to see it.
I'm not going to spoil this for anyone.
No spoilers.
No fake news. No spoilers. But literally, that soundtrack made what happened in that movie.
Okay.
And I
can see that.
Same with Miles Morales. You think about that in Spider-Verse.
Yep.
That
this is a great soundtrack.
Was amazing.
Yeah.
So I feel like with this movie, if they nailed the soundtrack.
I felt like they did. There was some great fucking music in that movie.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, there definitely was. And
the Flash, some of the music was hitting with the action scenes.
Wow.
Man. They can't hear you, but
I'm glad they can't hear him.
Yeah, save it for the spoiler cast, and you
look at me when I talk to you.
Then you can say whatever you want on there. But no, James Gunn, like on that podcast, as far as like how what the soundtrack is important to the movies and how that goes in there. So I'm telling me that you're still going to get some good music going forward in all these movies. And
James Gunn loves his music. Yep,
he does. He definitely does. He loves that. So but definitely watch that that podcast with him because he definitely dropped some jewels in there. But going forward with that, the next eventually you guys, we are going to do the next one for us will probably be Blue Beatles.
Yep.
And then while Secret Invasion is going on,
We're definitely going to be doing that.
We're going to be doing some podcasts.
Secret Invasion.
We're going to be doing some podcasts.
Probably after shows for Secret Invasion.
We're going to be doing that.
Yep.
And then eventually, you guys, I know we've been holding off on it. It hasn't, we don't got nothing settled yet.
The watch party.
The watch party is going to happen, you guys. Yeah. Trust us.
Trust us. At some point.
It's going to happen.
You're going to watch us all fall asleep on a couch, and it's going to be magical.
I'll still stay up.
Just
These movies
asleep.
aren't that long.
Hey, you guys know Wingstop has Secret Invasion chicken wings?
I tried looking at. Did you? What? I can't find the secret menu on there. No, this is annoying.
You guys can talk about that. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Anybody in the chat that saw what the wings are and anything, because I got the freaking app and it shows it and you can't click on it. It is so annoying.
Unlock your chicken wings.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay, I'm so good on that. Wingstop needs to be stopped. Cut it off.
No, they don't. There's only 2 in the state.
That's it.
Yeah, they're good though. They're
That's
really
despicable.
Good. And they have some.
Where's Rick Ross? Doesn't Rick Ross own like 100 of them? Can we?
And they have.
Cut it off.
They have some of the best chicken sandwiches, you guys.
This show stinks.
Listen, we appreciate y'all watching per usual.
Yes.
Thank you for jumping in. Thank you.
Shout out to Nabana.
Shout out to Nabana.
Shout out to Nabana.
Nibana.
Yes.
If you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you do that.
Is Nabana.
And we'll see y'all soon.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.
With a box of scraps.
Goodbye.
Yeah.